Hello, friends. I'm going to rant for just a few minutes about something that I hate, and that is the mentality of, well, you gotta shoot your shot. It doesn't hurt to ask. It doesn't hurt to ask. I just had to ask. It's wrong. You're not right. You're costing yourself opportunities by having that mentality. And I'm going to try to explain why from my perspective with Angel's help. So, Angel won't be helping. There will be no help from Angel. None. So, I get a whole lot of messages with guys being like, oh, well, I had to shoot my shot. Or, oh, well, it doesn't hurt to ask. But the things they're asking, it does. It does. It really does. I get it. I'm a performer and I sexualize myself and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to pretend I fucking don't. I sell my personality and my attention and my time to you a lot of the time. Sometimes I give it all away for free. But what's not cool is don't message girls no matter what they do for work, and be like, hey, so here's this thing that you sell that I want to buy. How can I buy that? And so that gets my attention because that's a general, like, a good question. So I'll write back and say, hey, so I don't really like DM on here, but since this is a business question, here's how you go about doing that thing you wanted to do. But the trick is, they never wanted to buy anything at all. And they think it's really sneaky. And it's not sneaky. And so it goes from, hey, I was hoping to buy like some custom photos or a custom video or something like that. Or, hey, do you have any merch? Which I do. I just launched my first merch line today. But I'm not here to talk about that. That's just a shameless plug. And then I'll try to help with that and spend my time doing that. And then the next thing will be, okay, well, I saw you do public platonic meetups. Can we dirty talk during that? And I'm like, well, platonic means friends. So no. He's like, okay, well, I had to ask. And it's like, well, no, you didn't have to ask. First of all, because now I'm uncomfortable. Now I don't want to do a public platonic meetup with you at all, and it only gets worse. This is just an example, because then the next message I get is, basically, I'm paraphrasing because I'm not gonna look it up, but it's, okay, well, because I really just want to talk to you about how I want to, like, eat your ass and do nothing else. And if you would just let me eat your ass and not do anything else, then I'd be really happy with that. And I'm like, no, I don't do that. I've explained in other videos why I don't think the risk of escorting or prostitution are worth it for me personally. And that's a personal choice. I'm not shitting on anyone who does it. But me personally, not something that it's worth it for me to do at all. So I'm like, no, absolutely not. He's like, oh, well, it doesn't hurt to ask. I'm like, it does. Because now if you actually did want to go and meet me in person, I'm not gonna now. I don't want to meet you anymore. It did hurt to ask. I also don't want to talk to you anymore about anything because you've shown that you don't actually give a fuck about me. You just want what you want. And you didn't think that it would hurt your chances of interacting with me to ask me shitty questions, misleading questions, and nasty questions. And the thing is, like, it does. It does. I'm not going to spend my free time on people that don't respect my boundaries. Why the fuck would I meet someone who doesn't respect boundaries in person? That's exactly one of the main reasons I don't escort or prostitute. Like, it's I would feel more comfortable doing that kind of a thing with someone who completely respected my boundaries, not someone who's like, oh, I know you don't want me to talk to you about this or ask you about this, but I'm going to do it anyway, just in case I can, like, convince you. And then even though you said no, I'm going to still try to convince you to do the thing you don't do. Like, don't do that. it hurts. It does hurt you. And onto a smaller scale, like that's a drastic example from today. But it does, there's so many examples of times that it does hurt to ask. And it matters how you ask things, and it matters that you listen to the answers when you do ask things, and it matters that if you already know the person is going to say no, don't bother them with asking, because then you put them in an awkward fucking position. Because before I'm asked a shitty question about something that I've been really open with already that I don't do, I'm totally open. I go into every interaction being open to the possibility of being friends, to the possibility of having some sort of like online friendship and relationship. And there's people that I've met online that I do like meeting in person. I do like going to dinner together, and I do like hanging out and meeting people and hugging people at expos and stuff. But just those people don't ever ask me those stupid fucking questions. They don't ever shoot their shot because it's more worth it to them to ask just in case they can get me to do what they want than it is for them to make sure that I feel comfortable when we are interacting and communicating together. I hope that makes sense. It was a very long stream of consciousness, and I didn't plan anything out. I'm just at the camera with no feedback. But the moral of the story that I'm trying to tell is it does hurt to shoot your shot a lot of the time. If you already know the answer to the question, it does hurt to ask. If it's a disrespectful question, it does hurt to ask. Period. So I honestly, I hate that mentality. I'm all about confidence, and I'm all about going for things you want, but not when it makes other people uncomfortable, and not when you already know the answer. So that's my opinion. Tell me what you think in the comments. But no white knighting. I don't need a white knight. I'm fine. I have a block button. Okay?